Ah, Zeus, good to see you. How's the wife?
Whoa. Impressive.
Ah, my son. I was looking for you.
What can I do for you, Your Eminence?
I wanted to ask you. You are the son of Sara de Riche, aren't you? You see, your mother and I were supposed to meet here on this very spot. I was supposed to hand her a very important envelope. But I haven't seen her.
If only Mother had told me why she was coming here. Anyway, I ought to take the envelope. It might have something to do with her disappearance. Listen, if it will help, you can always give it to me.
During a confrontation, you have to go through several steps while being as persuasive as possible. Confrontations have consequences on the rest of the story, so don't hesitate to use your skills. Each confrontation displays an interface showing how much the person you are talking to is convinced.
Thank you, my son. I'll bear that in mind. I'd rather deal with her directly. Don't take it personally. Would you happen to know if your mother has arrived yet?
Never mind, give me your letter. Yes, she's been here for several weeks now. Never mind, give me your letter. I assume he's not actually going to say, never mind, give me your letter, but, we'll see.
Certainly, Your Eminence. Mother got here some time ago. I was hoping to find her when I arrived, but given the hour, she must be asleep by now.
Right. I shall see her tomorrow, then.
By the way, Your Eminence, I wasn't aware you knew my mother.
Ah, if you only knew, my son. I hold your mother in the highest regard. She has rendered great service to the church, and her help is invaluable. I hope that you will follow in her footsteps.
If only she had told me where she was headed.
Nonetheless, our exchanges have always been discreet, and I should like them to remain as such. If your mother wishes to speak to you about us one day, I will not mind if she does so.
That is commendable. But as we work together on a daily basis, it is surely just an oversight.
Most certainly. You said you work together. What do you do exactly?
Art collector? Professional secret, our business is confidential. Difficulty 2, etiquette level 1. Art collector?
Mother passed her passion for art to me. Ancient art. Very ancient.
I didn't know your mother was an art lover.
Mainly pre-Christian objects which are believed to have unique properties.
Well, how interesting. Now that you mention it, I can indeed imagine Sarah getting interested in that.
All the same, it bothers me to see you in a quandary, Your Eminence. Is there any other solution? Look, if it's of any help, you can always leave your envelope with me and I'll give it to her as soon as I see her.
I hesitate. Up
What
till
is he-
now, we
what
have
tattoo
always
does he
dealt with
have?
her in person, and that has always been successful. Do you think I should give it to you?
I think the music is not appropriate for the conversation. You can count on me. Pretend I don't want it. You can count on me. You can count on me.
Don't worry, Your Eminence. Your secret is safe with me. You know my mother's reputation. As her son, I will defend the de Riche's word with the same fervor.
Ah, I would expect nothing less. Listen to me, my child. If I give you the letter, can you promise me before God that no one other than your mother will read it?
I can promise you before a god, namely the big giant Zeus behind you. I don't know that I would do it before the capital G one. Confrontation, last step. For the last step of the confrontation, you must convince the person you are talking to by giving a positive answer. If you give a bad answer, the step will repeat itself until either you give a right one or you have no blunders left. Okay. Pro miss. Diversion level 1. Okay, no worries.
I swear by the Almighty God to honor the promise that no one but my mother shall cast her gaze upon your letter.
Good. Listen, let's stop there.
What was that?
I'm going to tell you a secret.
It's like devil saying a good.
Your mother and I are organizing the escape of a large number of French priests who face a massacre organized by the accursed Republican tribunals. The church is literally being bled like a beast. Without your mother, hundreds of men of the cloth would have gone to the guillotine. She has made the services of your order available to us by organizing the priests' safe passage across the borders. Even if she does not share all our convictions, she always provided assistance. Young man, you can be proud to be her son. Be it only for her sake. Always respect your name.
I like how he knows about the order, even though I didn't tell him. It's like, you're part of that order, right?
It includes a list of about 15 names ready for departure. Be quick. Remember to tell Sarah when you see her that time is short.
Ooh.
Well played.
Necks aren't
I'll
supposed to
decide
bend that
later
way.
when I'm alone whether to look at what it contains.
So she's basically doing an underground railroad for religious people, I guess. Hidden elements. Many clues and items are hidden. Some of them will have an impact on your adventure, so do not hesitate to look for them. Okay. Where should I start? That's where we came in, so that's probably not the place to go. Let's just take a... Let's go around the counterclockwise, I guess. What is this? Oh, painting.
Blind Oedipus. Blinded himself. What a tragic destiny.
Yeah, it was so tragic that he blinded himself because he stooped his own daughter. Let's go here.
Fall of the Damned by Rubens. The man who cannot achieve the salvation of God the Father is offered to fall into the depths of the abyss.
Huh, okay. I wonder if that's just like a Google image search. Probably is. Ooh, what do we have here? Devil's Thorn. Devil's Thorn grants you the exalted state. You temporarily see the immunities and vulnerabilities affecting a dialogue choice in a conversation. You cannot carry more than 5. Okay. Very nice marble work here, I would say. I don't think I want to go upstairs just yet. I have a feeling there might be some consternation if I did so. Barely hear what they're saying. It's saying something like, if I'm not mistaken, something.
Lives of the Noble Greeks and Romans by Plutarch. A biography of the great men.
Biography of the great men? Or great man? I can't flip through it because... Oh, alright, whatever, take it. It's like, you don't have the skill necessary to flip through a book really quickly and get the gist of it. The other thing, too, a room like this would have a crap ton of echoes. I cannot make out what they're saying, but I would expect a room like this, like if I was standing over there, I'd probably be able to hear exactly what they're saying, unless there's so many echoes that it just drowns itself out. But it's just a little bit of...
I thought my chimney was big, but this one is beyond belief.
It's the least one can say.
It's not quite as big as my mountains, though.
Since I set foot on the island, I haven't ventured more than 2 yards away from it.
Have you also just arrived?
Oh, late morning, I'd say.
Louis, come join us. Monsieur, may I introduce you to Monseigneur His Eminence, Cardinal Piaggi. He joins us straight from Rome.
Oh, just call me Your Eminence. It's simple.
George Washington, President of the United States of America.
Have I mentioned my giant chimney?
Your acquaintance, Mr. President.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. President. Louis Maurice de Richet. It is an honor to meet you.
Young man, let's keep it simple, please. Let us forget our fancy titles. Nice to meet you, Louis.
All right,
I should
Georgie.
imagine you never thought you'd be in such company.
I must admit that I didn't. It's the first time that I've ever met so many illustrious personalities.
And you haven't seen anything yet. Generally, when Lord Mortimer organizes one of his receptions, there are over a dozen people here.
They can't all be here yet, and you'll see, most of the time there's only the upper crust.
And I noticed you were already getting to know His Eminence at the entrance. It's the perfect place to build up a network. What were you talking about, if you forgive my indiscretion?
Let's avoid the subject.
No conspiracies on the horizon here, sir. His Eminence was wondering how the devil our dear Mortimer got supplies in.
No, I simply did not deem this subject worthy enough to expose it before everyone.
Oh, pity. No scrumptious gossip or juicy tidbits, unmentionable secrets, or even money matters. But you'll see, it will come. Despite all the goodwill in the world, you can't stop people scheming left and right around here.
Speak for yourself, sir.
Well, my friends, do any of you know the reason why we're here this time?
Not in the slightest. As for me, I've been invited by Sir Holm, a close friend of Lord Mortimer, but I do not know the reason why.
You see, Louis, every time Lord Mortimer organizes a reception, he always finds a moment to set up a chat with all the guests.
During which time we remake the world.
Accompanied by gallons of absinthe and cussing. I'll leave you to imagine the result.
So, if I understand correctly, Monsieur de Richet, you've come out here to join your mother. For what reason, exactly?
Invent something.
Like you, Mr. President, I'm here as a result of Lord Mortimer's invitation.
2 members of the same family here. That is rare.
You know what they say. You can pick your nose, but you can't pick your family.
Yeah, that's diplomatic.
Seriously, though.
You know what they say, you can scratch your ass, but you can't meet George Washington.
Stay behind with me afterwards, and we'll take a moment to speak about her.
Oop. That's...
Good Lord. Washington is wearing the emblem of the Grand Master of the Golden Order. It's the highest distinction of the Order in the United States. It puts him on par with my mother.
Excuse me, sir, while I stare at your medal. I'm a big fan.
Good evening, my friends.
Holy shit. That's the man for my vision.
An urgent case has delayed our host, Lord Mortimer. He can't be present this evening, and he sends his deepest apologies.
Oof.
He's asked me here and he hasn't even turned up? Great start.
That guy is worse for the wear.
And now, my dear guests, a light meal is served in the small salon. For those who would like to, you're invited to follow me into the next room.
My dear fellow, you must have read my thoughts. I shall follow.
We'll have to be careful not to make too much noise. One of Lord Mortimer's guests is relaxing.
Oh, we shall be quiet.
Don't take it the wrong way, Sir Holm, but I've already eaten. Thus, I shall be happy to remain by the fireside.
If you don't mind, Gregory, I should like to keep Mr. Washington company.
Please feel at home. And you, sir?
If I stay with Washington, we'll be able to speak about my mother. But on the other hand, I'd like to learn more about this home. I saw him in my vision.
No, let's stay with Washington for right now.
Let's see what Washington has to say. Sir, if you don't mind, I shall stay here.
Do exactly as you please, young man.
Louis, thank you for staying. Just like you, when I arrived this morning, I found out that Sarah had gone missing. I know your mother well. Don't worry. Emily is from the English branch of the Golden Order.
And President Washington is in fact the leader of the Order in the United States.
Well, that's convenient.
I didn't know.
Sorry to have made you wait, but I didn't want to speak in front of the others.
You did well. Secrecy and discretion are the pillars of our organization.
If I can help in any way at all, please don't hesitate to ask, my lad. And if you have any other questions, now's the time.
Tell me about this Mortimer.
Mother has always had a fascination for Lord Mortimer, but has never wanted to tell me why.
Lord Mortimer is a remarkable man. He's wealthy and is advisor to the very highly placed. Your mother is the head of the Order in France. It doesn't surprise me that he asked her to come.
Lord Mortimer greatly contributed to financing my electoral campaign, for example. But I want this to be clear, without ever seeking to gain an advantage.
And that is to his credit.
Yes, you can trust him. He will do everything in his power to help you find Sarah.
Mr. Washington, you seem to be very familiar with my mother.
That's interesting. I don't know why he would have to pay for his electoral. I mean, he was the first president, so... Oh, okay, whatever. When did you last see her?
When did you last speak to her?
Philadelphia, 15 years ago. Sarah often went back and forth between France and the United States.
Yes, I remember those days. I didn't see her too often. Right. Would it be too much if I asked you a few more questions?
Not at all. Go ahead. But I can't promise I'll remember everything.
May I ask, when you saw each other, what did you talk about?
Or the mysteries rather political, or the mysteries that surround us? Or the Golden Order, perhaps? Let's try political.
So, my mother was with you.
Just encountered an immunity, one effort point is locked. Well, great.
During the American Revolution. Did you talk about politics?
Yes. In spite of her young age, she defended our cause with enthusiasm.
Did she go to the front line like your famous gunner, Molly Pitcher?
Yes, in a way.
The role given to women in your war was a great step forward.
Louis, I am impressed. Few people know about the legend of Molly, so you don't know the true story. Molly Pitcher is a character invented by Sarah. She persuaded me to use a heroic female figure, an American Joan of Arc, if you will. It enabled us to gain a few thousand extra fighters, and it was all thanks to your mother.
I didn't know that. Thank you, sir. I was hoping to speak with Lord Mortimer. At least now I have some information, thanks to you.
I repeat, Lord Mortimer is a man of his word. You won't be disappointed. And I am persuaded that your mother's research is his main concern.
The others in the Order know, do you think? What if Mother has left the island?
I wonder if Mother is still on the island. Could she not have taken a boat and left?
I don't see how. No vessel can moor closer than 200 yards. Not to mention the permanent presence of staff and servants. There is one strange thing, I grant you. This island is barely the size of Delaware, and despite that, no one has been able to locate your mother.
So my mother still must be on the island.
Show the book, I guess?
But I did find a book that belongs to my mother.
Where did you find it?
That's what worries me. I found it hidden on the wharf.
Do you think she was preparing to discreetly leave?
I don't know.
An extremely likely proposition.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Don't worry, Louis. I'm sure nothing bad has happened to her.
Yes, I hope not.
Careful, they're coming back.
Well, I am impressed with all this splendor.
But don't spend too much time with Mr. Washington, my dear, or you'll lose your pretty accent. You seem to be intrigued by that statue.
Absolutely. It is remarkable.
Lord Mortimer is fond of atypical works of art. I won't disguise the fact that I find it all a little megalomaniacal. But I must say, he does have some outstanding pieces.
Sir Holmes, who was that young lady with you?
Elizabeth Adams, Mr. President. She would have liked to have stayed with us, but the poor thing is exhausted.
Elizabeth Adams?
Miss Adams is here to rest. You have perhaps already come across her in the corridors. She arrived a few days ago.
I perceived her, but we weren't introduced.
Rest assured, she is not here for the same reasons as yourselves. Consequently, I'm counting on your indulgence. On that note, it's very late. You must be exhausted. The servant will accompany you to your rooms.
So many missed opportunities there. Elizabeth Adams.
Ladies, gentlemen, I bid you all good night. Mr. President, Your Eminence, Duchess, you have the same rooms as usual. You, Monsieur de Richet, will find your room at the end of the corridor.
Well, my friends, I am bone tired. I am off to my bed. See you in the morning.
Good night, sir. I shall do likewise.
Louis, I shall see you in the morning. Sleep well.
Good night. See you tomorrow.
Oh man, it's been quite a day. Right, where is my room?
Right, where is my room? Is it back this way? Let's see here. I make sure I don't have any. Ooh, hello, hello, hello.
Monsieur Napoleon Bonaparte.
Napoleon Bonaparte's. Oh, okay. We have a few more guests arriving. How about this one?
Monsieur Jacques Peru.
Jacques Peru. So suddenly he like drops in and out of the French accent, which is well, he's saying French words, he's in his French accent, and then all of a sudden it's like American accent. And what is going on with the lighting here? You know that how that lighting is changing like that? Wow. That's a little bit of a glitch. Unreal Engine.
A few leaves out of an old encyclopedia.
Golden Elixir cures all your negative alterations. You cannot carry more than 5. Okay. Interesting. What is that? What is that noise? Is that just a creaking noise?
Decorum guide.
Rules of civility and decent behavior. Okay. It's quite the long hallway. It sounds like we're on a boat here with the creaking noises. More steps over there. I guess that's the master chamber, probably. At some point, someone's going to show up and be like, yo, you're not supposed to be here.
Monsieur Johann von Wollner.
Johann von Wollner, huh? Sounds German. Oh. Huh. Lots of steps too. I wonder if one of these staircases. Oh, did I actually? Did I make a full circuit here? I bet I did. Let's all reconnect to one another. Okay, is there anything over here? There's a window we conveniently can't see out of. I don't want to run because I don't know if it's going to alert them to me walking around here.
President George Washington.
Yeah, I did just do a full circuit. Okay. Interesting how they went like wood trim over here, and then the rest of it's the other half is all marble. Some more royal jelly. Go through that door. It's not where we just came around to here. One would think.
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Okay, that's the Cardinal's room. Then her room must be here, right?
Huh, that's me.
Oh, no, that's me. Let's see. I'll make sure I've made a full circuit here. Alright, I guess I'm gonna run a little bit. Yeah, this must be her.
Duke Manuel Godoy.
Oh no, it's a Duke. Okay. And then this is where we came up at. Oh, she walked in here, huh?
Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
Yeah, okay. Alright, interesting. Let's head back to our room then, I guess. We made a full circuit.
Right. So what shall I do with this letter? It might be about my mother's disappearance. But if I open it, I'll be betraying Piaggi's trust. What should I do?
I'm gonna assume it's just literally just a list of names, so I'm just gonna leave the letter closed for now.
Can't wait to open it, but I gave my word to Piaggi, so too bad. I'll wait until I hand it to Mother. Wow, nice room. Mortimer sure doesn't do things halfway.
Yeah, I get the feeling like none of those names. It's probably literally just a list of names, and I probably won't understand any of them anyway right now. So we'll just leave that alone. Armalite water, focus state. Your next skill will cost no effort. Okay.
Armalite water.
There's so many different things in this game. I'm not gonna remember any of these. Not gonna remember any of them at all.
Saint Jerome and the Angel. Yet again. Art with political undertones with an image of a saint hearing voices.
This one looks interesting.
Saturn devouring his son. Again? I saw the same theme in the hall. I wouldn't like to be his son. Saint Francis of Assisi in ecstasy, before superior voices. It always amuses me to see how art gets used for propaganda purposes. The conversion of St. Paul, by Caravaggio. It's incredible. It doesn't look like a copy, but I was sure the original was in Rome.
What's that up there?
Judith beheading Holofernes. Ironic in a way, when you know that the artist represented himself as Judith beheading her mentor, who had raped her.
More books here, looks like.
Inferno by Dante. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. Lovely lectures Mortimer's giving to his guests. Very jolly.
Well, yeah, I mean, let's leave copies of Dante's Inferno around. Why not? That'll give our guests a nice, fresh perspective on life, won't it? Let's go out on the balcony. Take a look around. Interesting sculptures. Yeah, lots of stuff here. Is that some other? It must be some other room. Yeah, looks like all these balconies are. It looks like the balconies are connected, so you can walk between rooms like this. That might be an interesting thing there. Keep in mind. Ooh, hello. More Carmelite water, and I have not picked up. Inventory full. Royal jelly. Okay. I've already filled my inventory, folks. Nothing to see there, I guess. And these all part of my room? I guess they are, because I can't walk anywhere else, right?
A Chinese coin, recognizable by the hole in the middle. If I remember rightly, that's called a cash.
Okay, what was this? More collector coins. we're collecting all the coins, my friends. All the coins shall be ours. Well, that's an interesting place to sleep in. Yeah, I did not find all the clues about my mother on the docks. Really? Because I looked pretty far around the docks. Okay. Sure. So episode 1, chapter 1. I asked questions about my mother. I went up to Mary. Well, I had a lot of successes. I only had that one failure, I guess. Ooh, all the XP. Nice, I guess. Vulnerabilities exploited. Character traits revealed. Awesome. We got 4 more points now. Let's do politics, linguistics, diversion. What do I have over here? Psychology, logic. Right, let's do diversion. Do another in linguistics, because that's really come in handy. Etiquette. And let's do 1 in conviction, I guess. Why not? Alright. Space. Equipping manuscripts. Here you can choose what to read during the adventure. Each manuscript you read confers skill points at the end of the quests. Okay, your next reading. Manuscripts to equip. The encyclopedia. 1 skill point in science, linguistics, and that. Assemble all the pages of manuscript in order to read it. So 1 of 3 on that. Rules of civility, 1 skill point in etiquette, 1 skill point in diversion, conviction, science. I kind of would like a point in science myself, since I don't get it by myself. So we'll equip that. Start the quest. Don't mind me, I'm just trying to stand in for your chess game.
Your turn? The servants are not very efficient.
De Richet can't be far away. They'll find her soon. Their search time is restricted, given that they must keep an eye on Adams.
I can take care of her, you know.
Yes. Well, in any case, I do thank you for bringing her to the island.
From what I've understood, the search of de Richet's room hasn't turned up any results.
Not yet, no. But we've put her son in there. Perhaps he'll find something.
That might come in handy.
Louis grows impatient at not yet having met the famous Lord Mortimer.
He will meet him tomorrow.
Oh, what a pity to lose a knight at the start of the game. Are you waiting for someone?
A young French soldier.
During our game of chess?
Don't worry, Gregory. The game won't disappear.
That Napoleon?
I'll have one of my men escort you back.
Don't trouble yourself. I know my way out.
Ah, good evening, gentlemen. Please forgive me for this late hour.
It is never too late, and we have much to discuss. One last move?
Don't worry. Our games always seem to end like this.
Or always start like this. Come, take a seat.
That chess piece was probably worth a heck of a lot of money. It was ivory. I like how it keeps switching back and forth between who you're actually following.
Mr. President?
There's nothing like it for a good night's sleep.
Do not hesitate to ask a servant to show you back.
The corridors seem quite safe.
Peppermint, lime flower, and valerian. My miracle remedy when one can't get to sleep. A very good night to you, Mr. President.
Thank you. And to you too, sir.
Yep. You woke us out of our state, of our fugue. More blood.
I'm coming.